scenario, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, hello.
Hi.
Yo. Just as soon as she gets back up the stairs. We hear that you are muted, Ark.
I mean, you dared me to push her. Ah. Ah.
Yeah, the whole chat is saying you're muted.
Ah. Oh God. Why is the lift broken?
Extraordinary.
I told you I'd fix it after the stream.
Well, so this week's
Before.
trend of everything going wrong
Before,
is
after.
continuing.
Dickhead.
Welcome, Wilmstein. Well then,
You can suck it.
to reiterate what I was saying again, we have Orla Seraph, the smoking rat Izub, and that person.
Lovely little me. Don't mind if you hear any background noise. There's a orgy next door.
So in any case, if you were not aware, this has not been a great week. Well, it's been worse for others, but I guess I shouldn't whinge too much. I'm going to press on with the regular schedule here on out, as best I can. Something else goes catastrophically wrong. In other news,
Listen,
speaking
we didn't know that the shipment had a grenade in it, okay? I'm sorry. It sometimes slips in. Okay, because we do distribute our commentium with the fucking, like, in the same room we distribute the weapons.
And the Ale Committee is up my ass. Mine. Not yours, mine.
Everybody's
one
up your
who is
ass,
supposed-
Ark.
You're the one who's supposed to do some fucking voodoo science shit and bloody check all of it before you accept it. Isn't that right?
We shouldn't continue the sign of thought. Even in farce, this will just piss off Zero. So let's just move on with other news. I suppose I should catch up on the news I missed by missing the last Thursday. Well, actually, we don't discuss news on the Thursday stream, so that's a bit of a moot point. So I say news has occurred. Biden has chosen a VP, Kamala Harris, who apparently went for, they thought would be a joke interview on The Late Show with Colbert, who, unfortunately for her, accidentally did a journalism.
Because in those debates, you landed haymakers on Joe Biden. I mean, his teeth were like chiclets all over the stage. And now I believe you that you're fully supportive of him. How does that transition happen? How do you go from being such
Arketer,
a passionate
it's,
opponent
the chat
on
is saying
such
you're muted.
bedrock principles for you?
We already fixed that.
And
Oh,
now
okay. Never mind then.
you guys seem to be pals.
It was a debate.
Not everybody landed punches like you did, though.
It was a debate.
So you don't mean it.
It was a debate. That the whole reason, literally, it was a debate. It was called a debate.
I understand.
Traveled to the debate. There were journalists there covering the debate where there would be a debate.
Because in those debates, you landed.
So, Colbert made a mistake by asking the actual valid question, namely, did they actually mean all those things they said in the past? To which their answer was to repeat the word debate 8 times and laugh. I wonder why they're so uncomfortable.
Pedophile parties.
Harris, I believe Biden accusers.
2 additional women came forward on Tuesday.
Senator Kamala Harris, D. California, said Tuesday that she believes women who say they felt uncomfortable after receiving unwanted touching from former Vice President Joe Biden. I believe them and I respect them being able to tell their story and having courage to do it, Harris said at a presidential campaign event in Nevada. The California senator added that Biden will need to decide for himself whether or not to run for president. He's going to have to make a decision for himself. I wouldn't tell him what to do, Harris said. In recent days, several women have come forward to allege that Biden has touched them inappropriately, from former Nevada state lawmaker Lucy Flores, a Democrat, who first made the accusation last week in an essay in New York Magazine's The Cut. On Monday, Amelia Post told the Hartford Courant that Biden also touched her inappropriately at a 2009 fundraiser in Connecticut. Traditional women, Caitlin Caruso and E.J. Hill, came forward Tuesday, sharing their experience in the New York Times. Biden, who's considering running for president, has led a number of polls of Democrats, has not commented publicly on the accusation since Sunday. When in response to Flores' allegations, he said in a statement that he has offered countless handshakes, hugs, expressions of affection, support, and comfort. And not once, never, did I believe I acted inappropriately. Like when I was having the chat with Corn Pop, it was just a matter of flailing the chains and seeing where the dice rolls, Fats. No, he didn't actually say the rest of that, but might as well have. If it is suggested I did so, I will listen respectfully. I'm sure he has. And from reality to parody, Kamala Harris is apparently, according to Babylon Bee, is a parody. Already vetting VP picks. Yes, that's right. According to Babylon Bee, U.S. supporters of Kamala Harris have an eagerly waiting announcement on who her VP pick will be when she takes over as president, approximately 5 minutes after Joe Biden is inaugurated. Oh, he could last a full month, but if he catches the coof. According to sources close to the campaign, she is already vetting possible candidates for the job. I'm proud to announce that I will soon be announcing my pick for Vice President of the United States, said Harris. We have searched all across this great land, and while I cannot yet confirm who my pick will be, I can say this. My pick for VP will be even more of a woman and even more of color than I am. It will be the most colorful and womanly team ever. She then threw her head back and cackled maniacally. Joe Biden was also thrilled to hear the news that he would not be getting not just one, but 2 female vice presidents. And speaking of the coof, the CDC gives a 3-month window of immunity after a COVID-19 infection. So, if you've gotten Chinese originating virus in December of 2019, and then get over it, then the CDC has agreed that maybe you can be considering yourself immune for about 3 months or so. Oh wait, no. Actually, they've decided that they were wrong about that. CDC backtracked guidance of 3-month window of immunity. It turns out that even if you had it and get over it, you should still be very, very afraid.
Oh, and about the presidency thing, I didn't get to speak before. Do you want a dirty orange man? Do you want a senile paedophile? Or do you want a big titty dummy mommy?
Bravo, Ark. You actually caught on in time.
Ah.
So, once again, Room Listing is not eligible for election, even if you write them in. Not a U.S. citizen by naturalization or birth.
Feels really weird on my face.
Oh, sure. Sure. I want to be elected. Yeah, right. I don't need to be elected.
Look, just conquer your reality first before coming after ours. You'll find it much more viable anyway. I mean, steampunk tech is neat and all, but we've got something of an edge here, and that's just the stuff they admit to having.
You know, nukes are technically steam powered, right?
You broke him, Steam. Good job.
No,
I don't think the Holy Cross works against steam.
It does if it's made out of lead.
ESP fan informs us that in Finland,
Not a fay either.
in Finland, Kamala means horrible. That's right, in Finland, Joe Biden's VP pick is Horrible Harris. I don't know if that's true, but I'm going to decide it is. I'm just going to arbitrarily insist that it is without even looking it up. I'm sure someone else can verify. Let's see. Greetings, Blackout, ESP fan. Well, Seth, you're already here, so I guess greet you again. Blackout, K-Show, Tani Caro.
Oh, don't know. I love how Diogenes
Nerdy Rodent.
The Game of Cynics said she ain't wrong.
Nightwolf, always good to see you about. The first award always goes, in this, well, it doesn't always go, but in this case has gone to Blackout. He posted a loading icon, which I don't know how that's possible.
The Arketer, the triple sign is still there. I fucking did it.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Well done.
Today is not seeing me on my A game, to be sure. It's cooling system is a bit on the fritz. And you know, just no excuses. I should shop. Just, well done.
Oh, it's okay, Ark. You know, everyone knows that you've got the better boobs. You're the eye
Oh,
candy
we've
after
seen his more often than yours, so.
Yeah.
As it can prove, that is true. Although no one has seen my nipples, contrary to whatever you're hearing on the joke, pirate radio shows, mostly from that guy whose name I forget,
Oh, I've seen you.
but
in
that's
nipple
fine. He
tassels.
doesn't watch the show anyway.
Oh, I've seen you in nipple tassels, and so did a good few hundred people.
And they love saying it every time Joe
Twice.
plays it on stream.
Yeah, twice, I think. Once for 500 and once for 1,000. No.
Having trouble getting it out?
Oh, men always have trouble getting out.
Well, if you weren't threatening with sharp objects, maybe they wouldn't have that problem.
I don't know what's wrong about a bit of roleplay with guns.
Oh, a welcome distraction.
Are you sure?
Not anymore.
We're spinning right around, baby, right around.
So far, we've managed to disprove all of Pavlov's theorems with Ark's response time on this.
Orla served donated $5. So, I'll begin to say, you're totally adorable, Director Sexy. Thank you.
What? I'm going to fucking kill you. Oh wait, I'm trying.
Why?
I am going to rape you. Damn it! Hang on, I need to put the charge on the device. Okay.
Thank you for your support. Orla, Sarah.
You can go to hell.
Well, we don't take politics very seriously at this place, or I suspect any of your places either, since at least half of you are, close to half of you are in countries that really shouldn't give the slightest shit who the next president of the United States is in practice. You've got your own problems. Especially Steam.
Just because my brother has killed more people than me, and he's more evil than me, doesn't mean he's better at his job.
She's great at that ventriloquism now. She's been practicing.
Oh fuck. Well, I put the charger, and so I don't know what's wrong.
It's fine, Steam.
Um.
Actually, a bit of weight off of mine, actually. Oh no.
It's better now.
What are your things? What are your thoughts around the election so far? Do you think Biden pulled a real hat out of his rabbit?
He pulled something out of a rabbit.
I understand that some people feel that this was all we need to do. Now victory is assured. I understand the polls are reporting
I want to be
high
surprised
odds
that
of
man
victory
didn't
because,
recognize that
of course, you could trust them this time.
I wouldn't be surprised if that man put a red rocket or did a big red rocket on his rabbits.
Seems you have another donation.
I do, from Blackout, who donated $5 to prompt me to say absolutely nothing. Thank you for your support. Blackout, although really being quite generous, I know that you put in quite a lot of work towards the whole DJ Duel thing coming up. In fact, I've just finished having someone sort out a key image into parts that I'll need to make the intro. Because if I'm going to do this thing, it'll be done right.
Better pay my artist.
And because
Better
we
pay my
can,
artist.
I've just posted the link to Blackout's Indiegogo campaign for the Nobody's comic.
Thank you, Isu. I greatly appreciate that. And by all means,
Oh, wait a
do
minute.
support.
Oh, wait a
the
minute.
Nobody's
Did you say DJ Duel?
DJ what?
Did you say DJ Duel?
Dual, yeah.
Oh. Never mind what I said then. I was thinking of a completely different stream.
Not DJ Dill. There'll be no dills involved. Well, there will be dicks.
Definitely no does.
But not objectively.
Why not DJ Dull?
Well, one objectively.
Well, that's what we'll be calling him after
for
the
the
show.
other one. Other one I can only confirm figurative. Okay, well, again, thank you for your support, Blackout, and I look forward to showing you that intro soon to prove that the project's still on track, not starting tomorrow. Cannot be done with everything that's gone wrong this week. It cannot be done. You hope for next week. What, Steve?
Steampunk internet is not very good today. It's never good, but it's fine. It's gone back to normal.
Almost like
I'll tell them to whip the communists harder.
internet is
Yes.
not quite like steampunk.
Listen. There's only me and now 2 other people in my entire timeline that actually has internet. So
And just for the record, nuclear bombs are not basically steampunk. Nuclear facilities, power facilities, are. Nuclear bombs.
whatever, same thing.
I believe that counts as La Petite Escalier.
Whatever, they're the same thing. They're basically the same thing. The way, especially the way you people treat fucking nuclear science. You think it's all just the same goddamn thing. If I say nuclear facility, people are going to think nuclear bombs anyway, so why the fuck should I bother?
So, catching up with chat. Also said, Stabby Rat, what was that face? Were you thinking about? Scratch and sniff? Yes, probably. She ain't wrong, Ark. Bombs? No. Nuclear power in general? Yes. That's Steam. Thanks, Steam needs some logical physics. Ark is going to whip out a stick off this family stream. Okay, yes, not that stick.
I'm sorry, this stream has never been family friendly.
No. And
It's
Yeah.
not.
it's not for children. Do not let your children watch the show, or you are a horrible parent who should be booed, heckled, and pelted with rotten vegetables.
Well, if it wasn't a family stream, then that means I can take off this dress. Hang on.
Damn it!
What are
Look
you
at my
dabbing? We can
nipples.
still see it.
Since I did not see the
They
Look
just
at
can't
the
see it.
Joker,
Look at
The
that
poor
nipple.
chat that don't get to see the dollar, the freaking silver dollar size nipple.
Look at,
Yes.
look at that
Yeah.
glory. What do you think, Arketer?
I don't appreciate these efforts to stream shut down.
No, you love it.
I think we should ambush him in the after show chat.
So,
fuck's
unrelatedly,
sake.
immediately post show, I might need to go offline, incommunicado entirely, just banish from the internet for reasons. Look, moving on. Okay, cheers, guys. Don't forget to make Steam. You should become the next Scratch and Stick.
Oh, I got him
Sticker.
horny.
Yeah, that's totally a horny face and not one of horrified disgust.
Oh please, he wouldn't be turned on by me. And I'm going to excuse me, one moment.
I've been ignored by everyone on the Steam so far. Well, yes, that's right. Steam is ignoring dodges the Gamer Cynic. I can only assume it's something you did. But we'll see there.
He
Oh,
knows
piss
what he
off.
did.
I wasn't even there. I walked off for like 2 seconds. Ugh. I wasn't was there. I actually walked out the
Old
room.
school who Donald the Jelly Folia.
He's
yes.
paranoid now.
Don't quite possibly. He might actually be just look. Bits have been replaced. We don't always know with what, and they can be quite eccentric choices, as we know from the oven.
Look, I'm trying to source some aerogel for her.
No, you don't want to use it
My
for making
tit-
cookies, mind. It's absolutely terrible.
I'm going to.
Every time I put a batch in, she goes and has an orgy, and they're ruined.
Listen, my tits are 100% organic. The rest of me, not so much. But my tits are 100% organic. It's just
They
my
may just
stomach,
not be
my arm,
hers.
my leg. It's just my stomach, my arm, my leg, a bit of my eye. Not.
So what we know is that it's organic material, not necessarily yours to start with.
No,
Look,
I mean, well, okay, it is mostly mine, but I guess like a bit of skin transplant happened a little there, but never mind. Fine.
Well, as we're on the getting back to the topic of the articles for this particular stream, there's a lot of fear over COVID-19 as if there's some way they can make it go away, and they're always looking for new terrifying ways to pull off this trick that has never been done in human history. In particular of interest to me is morality pills may be the US's best shot at ending the coronavirus pandemic, according to one ethicist.
Morality pills.
That's
Really?
right.
Why not just call it joy?
What the fuck is morality?
Well, Parker
Apparently,
Crutchfield
they
is
can
the
put
author
pills
here.
now.
He's an associate professor of medical ethics, humanities, and law at Western Michigan University. Further,
Is morality a good drug?
just
We have a
Michigan
pressing
contains
question from the
open
chat.
portal to hell. What?
Pressing question from Nightwolf. Did Teddy get loose, Director?
No, at least he should not have been. Dean, we are a bit
What?
overdue on getting it back.
Getting what back?
1084? 1085? What's the number? I forget the number. The Builder Bear, damn it.
Oh! Yeah, he escaped.
Great. That's
Yeah, I just
wonderful.
saw him walking past with some snacks from the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then you better
apparently
get
he's
the
a
hell out
really-
of there because he's going to turn that into another bear and it's probably going to rip out snacks from your ass.
No. Apparently,
We already
apparently
do that
he's
after we cook them up there.
No, apparently he's actually really good at torturing people. It's good. He's very good at psychologically and physically traumatizing people.
Okay. Look,
And we decided to just give him a job because he was so good at it.
can the fuzzy little fuck, or, sorry, recontain, ship back, or I'm setting the foundation after you.
Oh, fine. It's a shame because I actually love that little thing.
Look, if he's made a bear while he's there, that can be yours. You can keep it around for as long as you like. We'll just won't mention it. But the original goes back in the case and gets shipped back. I want it back tomorrow. Tomorrow. Look, we've got a pressing thing here with something that's dystopic and seems like sci-fi horror.
I love
Hey,
him.
Steve, where's the net?
The net.
Yeah, if I gotta catch this thing, I want a net.
No one believes
But I
you
love
love it or
that.
anything, Steam. Don't even just spare me. COVID-19's collective
But
risk.
it's
It threatens
so
everyone, and we
evil.
all must cooperate to lower the chance that coronavirus harms any one individual. Among other things, that means keeping safe social distance and wearing masks. Well, shouldn't he be wearing a mask in this photo? Parker Crutchfield? But many people choose not to do these things, making the spread of infection more likely. When someone chooses not to follow public health guidelines around the coronavirus, they're defecting from the public good. The greater good.
I want the bear.
You can't have the bear.
I want the bear.
It makes copies of itself out of dead babies. And you want to keep it.
Oh my god, it's made copies of itself out of Orla's leftovers.
Shut up.
You can keep those, team.
God damn it.
I love the bear.
It's the moral equivalent of the tragedy of the commons. If everyone shares the same pasture for their individual flocks, some people are going to graze their animals longer or let them eat more than their fair share, ruining the commons in the process. Selfish and self-defeating behavior that undermines the pursuit of something for which everyone can benefit. But socialism's going to work this time, sure. Democratically enacted enforceable rules mandating things like mask wearing, social distancing might work if the defectors can be coerced into adhering to them, but not all states have opted to pass them or to enforce the rules that are in place. More authoritarian control, says this ethicist. We'll just skip to this point.
Easy. My
My research into bioethics focuses on questions like how to induce those who are non-cooperative to get on board with doing what's best for the public good. And to me, it seems the problem of coronavirus defectors could be solved by moral enhancement, like receiving a vaccine to beef up your immune system. People could take a substance to boost their cooperative pro-social behavior. Could a psychoactive pill be the solution to the pandemic?
Easy, capture the bear and put him back in his container.
I'm working on it! Oh, son of a bitch! Get off of me! Get off of me! God.
Oh, easy. Why can't I keep him? I hate you. Fucking
He's welcome to
prick.
keep any of the abominations it's created while it was there.
I want that. He's eating Izu, but I mean, there's a bear that eats people. That's fucking awesome.
It's a far-out proposal that's bound to be controversial, says a university ethicist. But one I believe is worth at least considering given the importance of social cooperation
I made for you.
in the struggle to
you
keep
know-
COVID-19 under control.
I made them with real human teeth and everything, and you want that walking abomination.
The abomination is cool.
If it made
No.
new teddies out of your leftovers, then technically they're alive again, and hey, it'd be quite the culinary experience.
I pay me,
I never thought about it that way.
please. Just pay. Okay, I love money more than the bear, so give me money.
Weren't even supposed to be able to get into the casing. Well, test fail, I suppose. Public goods
Okay,
games
well-
show the scale of the problem. Evidence from experimental economics shows that defections are common situations in which people face collective risks. Economists use public goods games to measure how people behave in various scenarios to lower collective risks, such as from climate change or pandemic, and to prevent the loss of public and private goods. The evidence from these experiments is no cause for optimism. Usually everyone loses because people won't cooperate. This research suggests it's not surprising that people aren't wearing masks or social distancing. Lots of people defect from groups when facing collective risk. By the same token, I expect that as a group, we will fail addressing the collective risk of COVID-19 because groups usually fail. Well then, individualism seems to be the answer here. After all, creating just a larger group and threatening people seems unlikely to break the trend. For more than 150,000 Americans so far, this meant losing everything there is to lose, but don't abandon all hope. In some of these experiments, the groups win and successfully prevent the losses associated with collective risk. What makes winning more likely? Things like keeping a running tally of what others are contributing, observing others' behavior, communication coordination before and during play, and democratic implementation of an enforceable rule requiring contributions. So in the form of mafia, basically. For those of us in the United States, these conditions are out of reach when it comes to COVID-19. You can't know what others are contributing in the fight against coronavirus, especially if you socially distance yourself. It's impossible to keep a running tally of what the other 328 million people in the US are doing, and communication and coordination are not feasible outside of your own small group. Even if these factors were achievable, they still require the very cooperative behavior that is in short supply. The scale of the pandemic is simply too great for any of this to be possible. Promoting cooperation with moral enhancement. It seems the US is not currently equipped to cooperatively lower the risk confronting us. Many are instead pinning their hopes on the rapid development and distribution of an enhancement to the immune system, a vaccine. But I believe society may be better off, both in the short term as well as the long, by boosting not the body's ability to fight off disease, but the brain's ability to cooperate with others. What if researchers developed and delivered moral enhancer rather than immunity enhancer? To make them more pliable and agreeable and cooperate and do what you say.
Every
That's
time
ethical, right?
every time this article mentions moral enhancer, I just hear the word mind control, and I go, no, I don't want. I'm not.
If they actually give a reason for anti-vaxxers to be right in any sense of the term, I am going to find whoever decided this was a good idea and murder them in the most horrible way imaginable.
Why did you give me a cool murder bear if you didn't want me to use it in any way?
You wanted to see it. We needed to test the containment unit. And both were terrible ideas in practice. But
Also,
meanwhile,
Steve,
Best
do
Remy
you
fully
want to
agree.
make us
Welcome.
a scratch and sniff?
Well, at least I got Mr. Clanky.
Dio wants to make you a scratch and sniff sticker. Like,
Yes.
into a scratch and sniff sticker.
No.
Also, greetings. VP.
At least I got Mr. Clanky and money.
Yes, and you should consider it a good idea to send the Builder Bear back, because it's a non-zero chance it will make something out of Mr. Clanky.
What?
It doesn't require simply human bits. It's made bears out of bits of scrap metal, for example. And it's quite possible it might find some use for a terrapin liver, for all we know. So just...
Izu, get the bear!
He's already gone, I believe. Or it's gotten him.
Don't worry.
Which-
Fucking
Don't
kill
worry.
this little shit!
We captured it. Just don't mind the fact there may be 3 of them in there now. We lost 87, 92, and 103.
I don't fucking care as long as he stays away from Mr. Clanky. Got
We
it?
just need the original scent back. If you can put it back in
Well,
the
I'm not
container,
going in
that's
there for
fine.
the other one.
Yeah, you can
You can
keep
keep
the
them.
offspring. In fact, we insist. Or you can destroy
Keep him
them.
away from Mr. Clanky. You keep him away from Mr. Clanky. You don't send me shit that will harm Mr. Clanky. Got it?
You weren't supposed to take it out of the case. I just knew you would try.
Otherwise, I will. Otherwise, if anything happens to Mr. Clanky, I will make sure I will chop your dick off and shove it down your throat.
So this ethicist from Michigan University defines moral enhancement as the use of substances to make you more moral. The psychoactive substances act on your ability to reason about what the right thing to do is, or what they tell you the right thing to do is anyway, and your ability to be empathetic or altruistic or cooperative. For example, oxytocin, the chemical that, among other things, can induce labor or increase the bond between mother and child, may cause a person to be more empathetic and altruistic, more giving and generous. The same goes for psilocybin, the active component of magic mushrooms. These substances have been shown to lower aggressive behavior in those with antisocial personality disorder, or to improve the ability of sociopaths to recognize the emotions of others, because that's something you want to do, surely. These substances interact directly with psychological underpinnings of moral behavior, others that make you more rational calls up. So we'll just boil it down short because we've got half a page here left to talk about. Quote-unquote ethicist Parker Crutchfield, Associate Professor of Medical Ethics, Humanities and Law, Western Michigan University, is floating the idea of perhaps obligating everyone to dose themselves with psilocybin and oxytocin to, make them more moral. Make everyone more moral. Everyone else, that is. I'm sure they trust they're sufficiently moral.
I don't need morals. I dispose of bodies.
I'm complaining to the Ale Committee about this. You sent a dangerous object to the O'Hara Foundation. You knew it was dangerous. You didn't give us any fucking warning on how dangerous
Yes,
it
I did.
was.
There's
No,
an
you
entire
fucking
stream about it. The Ale Committee is not
You
going to
didn't
side with
tell
you
me.
on this one.
You
Not on this
didn't
one.
tell me that it was going to go after Mr. Clanky. That is your fault.
I didn't tell you it wasn't either.
Technically, you gave it to blowing off steam, if I remember correctly.
Excuse me, you gave it... You mean you gave it to the girl who can't even wipe her ass without crying?
Well, if that were the case, and that's not the case, she also wouldn't have been able to crack open the containment unit.
I was told it was a sentient bear that would torture people.
Look, I just open things if I'm paid to. I
I'm
take no
complaining.
responsibility for what comes out.
I'm complaining to the ill committee about this, you fucking piece of shit.
Nothing's wrong with your empathy, Vin V, that's true. Just don't give to those who don't deserve it. Or, more importantly, you choose who you empathize with, which is what you should do, what every individual should do, unmolested by elites such as Parker Crotchfield, who knows better and would totally just dose you up with drugs until you do what they say for the greater good. But it's not just ethicists in the US who are floating ideas like this. UK scientists propose spiking water with lithium to lower suicide rate.
Yep, we've touched on that before.
Yep, and it's raising its ugly, ugly head again. Scientists in the United Kingdom are proposing to place drinking water supplies with a psychoactive drug lithium to prevent people from committing suicide amid the distress of the coronavirus pandemic. See, it's a new spin on it. The first time they floated this, the coronavirus wasn't even part of the argument. Now that's the reason. They need to...
Well, and that's the thing. The first time, the scientists weren't even proposing it. It was the journalists were proposing it and pinning it on the scientists.
Well, research published in the British Journal of Psychiatry suggests the use of lithium, which is often prescribed as a mood stabilizer, can result in a lower suicide rate. It is promising that higher levels of trace lithium in drinking water may exert an anti-suicidal effect and have potential to improve community mental health, said Anjum Mimum, lead author and epidemiology chair at Brighton Sussex Medical School, in a press release. Seeing as some water already naturally contains low amounts of lithium, implementing randomized community trials in areas with a high risk of mental conditions such as suicide is an idea worth experimenting, scientists conclude.
Which scientists?
I wonder. In order to avoid any sort of placebo effect, scientists wish to administer the trials by quietly introducing lithium to water supplies, while the stealth lacing introduces obvious ethical dilemmas. Well, it's alright, they can just borrow a few ethicists from the University of Michigan to assure everyone that it's totally above board for the greater good.
Take some morality pills. It'll make it all better.
Yes.
Why is this reminding me of, like, we have these horrible ethicists with these bad ideas, and now we have scientists with horrible ideas. It's like they're forming their own, like, league of evil or something. Why is this happening? I mean, is this like a plot to make, like, some supervillain? Because that's what it feels like.
Oh, it must be 46's idea he was talking about, drugging the water. Okay, I'm in a villain ranking system thing. 46 was talking about drugging water. It was probably his idea.
Okay.
Well, this is definitely not something I would fly the Arketer Labs Ethics Committee. At least.
But he wanted to get back at a superhero that killed his child. I don't know. It was some bullshit like that.
Well, these people are doing it for the good reasons.
Self-replicating murder bears to homicidal dictators does fly.
It wasn't supposed to be.
Well, I didn't hear a word of that one.
We'll get it back. We'll make it tougher. Be fine.
I was told it was a bear that tortured people and I was told that it was a cool murder bear that tortured people, and that was it. Also, you gave the bear to a staff member that is mentally unstable.
That could be any staff member.
Exactly.
Or you, for that matter.
ESP found suggesting
I am
they would be better off if they
stable.
added a Microsoft amount of LSD to the drinking water. I would prefer if we kind of banned the whole idea of just arbitrarily drugging the entire population of any given nation with any additives. Meanwhile, if you're in the UK or Michigan, well, if you're in Michigan, you can't drink the water anyway, so nothing really changes for you.
The lithium thing, I mean, yeah, for suicidal people, it probably lifts their mood, but if they've got other mental illnesses too, it can actually make them commit suicide.
I seem
Might
to
be
remember
the
something
thing
about
that tips them
lithium
over.
being one of those drugs that once you start taking it, you really shouldn't stop. And would that really be wise to
Yeah, so a lot of
hook
people
an
either
entire
die from
population on?
suicide because no, either a lot of people die from suicide because lithium can do the opposite thing as well as, be a mood booster.
I mean, are we
But
sure these are
also-
scientists?
But also, they can straight up just kill you if you just stop taking it. So, yeah, but the thing is, 46, his idea is brilliant, but the reasoning for his idea is absolutely stupid. Oh, boo-hoo, the superhero killed my child, and that's why I must seek revenge on all of Britain. And it's like,
I don't know what's going
dude,
on.
just kidnap him and torture him.
Yeah, they're overlooking a really bad chemistry reaction if they do that too. Because once you add lithium to water, it starts to produce hydrogen. So if you try to put out a fire with lithium-laced water, it only grows bigger.
Oh boy.
This is why that's why I like. Are we sure these people are scientists? Because you would think a scientist would know that.
Big doubt. I'm
Yeah, I
thinking
mean-
these are mostly elite idiots who
No,
just want the
they are
plebes to vote the way they
scientists,
think they
but
should.
They are scientists, but under 46's payroll.
No.
The levels of lithium in drinking water are far lower than those recommended when lithium is used in medicine, although the duration of exposure may be far longer, potentially starting at conception. These findings are also consistent with the finding in the clinical trials that lithium reduces suicide and related behaviors in people with a mood disorder, said Alan Young, professor and chair of mood disorders and Institute of Psychiatry, Psychology, and Neuroscience at King's College. So, what a great idea to stop some people with mood disorders from killing themselves a little bit. We're just going to dose the entire population with lithium. What brilliant idea that is.
Yeah, they wouldn't be passed anyway. If it was-
Discern, the news agency
Well-
created by the people who created Babylon Bee. Already something pretty good there. You know, this is...
Anyway, fucking. Anyway,
hope-
they fucking wouldn't be able to get away with that anyway because other countries will start wars over this shit. And fucking England in 2020 really can't afford a war right now, especially since they've been into a recession since 2 days
Well,
ago.
that's all right. If they get set upon by some other world power, America will probably bail them out again.
Yeah,
Probably.
kind of England's simp.
Maybe. We'll see.
More like your Dom at this point.
Sugar daddy. Excuse me.
Again, there's some good ideas here in the chat for just dose given with LSD, in my opinion, would be at least entertaining. One good national spree of LSD, and, well, people wake up the next day with a new view on the world, I suppose. Probably do less damage as a whole than just dosing them for decades at a time with morality pills or lithium in the drinking water.
Yeah.
But
Also,
greetings,
wouldn't that
Gaylord
cause a
von
lot of death
Mannlicher,
from people taking drugs.
who reports that England is our bitch.
Well, I don't know if America constantly keeps paying out. Actually, I'm not. I've completely fucked up the analogy.
Do you want to stress that national alliance? You think Britain might need support in military conflict in the near future?
Again,
if it's any consolation, I think it's
if I-
very unlikely that the UN is going to declare war on Britain, or the EU for that matter. They're getting pretty desperate, I suppose, but I think it's moderate.
Well, I mean, you Americans did do the.
The EU does already have a
Wow.
military, so I wouldn't rule it out entirely. I mean, they built their own army, which is not something you would really expect of a trade union, strictly speaking.
Yeah, I think there's some human rights violations in there that they'll be up to about. But anyway, I won't drug people if they become my citizens. Well, not through water anyway. I don't want my citizens dying for no goddamn reason.
Let's move on to a lighter topic. Authorities. Ex-Birmingham woman's cat hoarding made father's home unfit for humans. Cats coming home to roost, it seems. A woman who moved from Oakland County to her father's house in south central Michigan again, brought her cats with her. Lots of cats, according to authorities. And once she was settled in, the number of cats multiplied to from several dozen to well more than 100, according to St. Joseph County animal control officials. More than 140 cats. More than 140 cats, could be up to 150, but more than 140 were recovered earlier last week from the home in Park Township. Now they say the house may be unfit for humans because of the stench. Doug Kuhlman, zoning administrator for Park Township, and officials from St. Joseph County Animal Control are scrambling to find medical assistance and temporary placement for the animals. 2 had to be euthanized immediately. One clearly had a neurological disorder, and one was a newborn kitten that wasn't going to make it through the night, Kuhlman said. The humane thing to do in both cases was just put them out of their misery. Kuhlman said authorities got involved following a tip township officials received on Monday. Kuhlman declined to state the specific area where the situation took place, but said his neighborhood where adjacent homeowners lived close enough to notice the stench coming from the residents. On Tuesday, after securing a court-issued search warrant, Kuhlman entered the home. He was joined by representatives from County's Animal Control, St. Joseph County Sheriff Department, Branch Hills, St. Joseph Community Health Agency, and the Three Rivers Code Compliance Officer.
You got $10, by the way.
I have noticed.
Way too late.
I'm turning this into a game now. Catch the titty jiggle.
I was reading. The Engaged Few donated $10. Thank you for the support, the Engaged Few, and said, instead of dosing the rioters with lithium, I'd rather dose them with lead, preferably in .300 blackout form. Yeah, actually, I'm okay with that. They're on your private property, they're not there for a good end, and we're talking rioters at that point. Not protesters. Protesters just annoy you with some signs held up somewhere. Rioters there to burn shit down, at which point, do what you must.
46 needs some cancelling, dude. He's just a fucking kid. Get over it.
Look, he just needs to not hear. Wants to dose up steampunk Victorian London with lithium or LSD or morality pills. That's fine. Not.
No, he's in your time. Well, in their time.
Superheroes.
He's not in 1860.
Okay, we'll have to look into this later. We don't have time. Those divergence again. Thank you, the Engaged Few, and certainly I'm a full supporter of every responsible person
get over the whole...
being
you just need to get over
armed
the whole
to the
dead kid
gills.
thing. I'm just saying, he needs to get over the dead kid thing. I mean, there's loads of people that kill off their kids, and they're perfectly okay with it.
I mean, hell, I just shoved 3 clones of myself into a container with a homicidal little bear. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
The original or offspring of the bear?
Look, it was furry and was killing shit.
Probably offspring then, because Build-A-Bear doesn't kill directly, it just creates ones that do.
Get Build-A-Bear.
I hope so, because if you've got both of them in there, then, well, what walks back out is going to be interesting. Meanwhile, Noted Rodent is advocating for morality pills for all. No, screw you, Noted Rodent. Morality pills for no one. No morality pills for anyone. None. No. Well, not obligatory anyway. If someone wants to choose to take morality pills, I suppose that would be fine, but they're not going to have it be optional, are they? After all, if people opt for the morality pill, then they're the precise sort of person who wouldn't need it in the first place, being stupid enough to take the morality pill already. So clearly they mean to somehow enforce it. Is it okay to eat your own clones? Asking for a friend. Well, if you're actually a rodent, then I suppose it doesn't fall under
It's your
traditional laws.
I mean, it's a clone of you. Do what you want with it.
How many people have cloning facilities out here?
More than you think.
It was a fad in the late 90s.
Oh,
As long as the government
it's
doesn't
a lot
find
of-
out.
A lot of villains and a lot of scientists, just a lot of questionable organizations have cloning facilities. It was kind of a
Eating a clone of yourself is not ethically sound. For the same reason, screwing a clone of yourself also isn't ethically sound. What you have there is not another you. You have another person with the same genetic structure who may or may not think they're you. They may or may not have your memories. But they're not you.
There's a way around this. You take the morality pills, and then you give the clone the lithium. That way they're more agreeable.
yeah.
Right? That's what you should do in this game. Yeah. That way they volunteer for it. I mean, they'll think it's for the greater good or whatever you want to call it. Yeah.
Look, about the only way that would work is if...
No, you want to swap that. You take the lithium, they take the morality pill.
If there's two
whichever way
minds
works.
between you two, it's just not sustainable. Now, if, say, you have some sort of Gestalt hive mind thing going on, then I suppose you can decide to eat yourself at will. After all, you certainly can agree with yourself.
But
Well, it's got
if you're a
really
hive mind,
dark.
have your own thoughts. That doesn't make sense.
No, they're all your own
But
thoughts.
if you hate yourself, you're never going to agree with yourself.
Well, the thing is with the clone thing, it's basically just everyone wanted a clone machine because they wanted to be special, and now no one's special.
So it was a case of like one-upmanship gone wrong, basically.
Yeah, everyone's got a clone machine now. It's fucking. If anyone's got an organization,
It's
they've got a
standard
clone
equipment.
machine.
I never got a
It's-
clone machine. I don't think it's fair.
It was the hot. It was the. Oh, we must have, and now everyone's cool.
Well, we tried cloning you, but it just came out of charcoal briquette.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah.
Nightwolf, thank you for your kind offer. But if we don't need it. We've got plenty of energy generation here. In fact, given that almost our entire operation is powered almost exclusively by the spinning corpse of Eric Blair, we have to actually burn more energy just to keep that thing from going full critical. We don't need
was,
nuclear power at this point.
I thought it was the guy.
That's funny.
Fuck, what's his name? The guy who wrote 1984.
George Orwell.
George Orwell.
Also known as...
George
What, really?
Orwell.
None of you?
George Orwell.
That was his pen name.
Why should we answer? We can watch Steam flounder about and say George Orwell repeatedly. It's a jackal? 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 Is it a jackal?
Blair.
It's a jackal. Jackal?
The author known as George Orwell, creator of 1984, and a sort of other books that have been very important warnings in this time as they get ignored and things go spiraling in that direction regardless,
I kind of saw some.
was actually
There's
born
some stuff
Eric
in there that.
M. Blair. Actually, I'm not sure about the M, but Eric Blair. His name was Eric Blair.
Now you're bullshitting me. But the 1984 thing, it's good, you know, for a dictatorship, but there's massive flaws in it that can be greatly improved.
Eric Arthur Blair. Tragedies of the Game of Cynic. Sorry, not Eric M. Blair. Eric Arthur. Apparently.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're just lying to me to make me look like an idiot. I know his name is George Orwell.
You, well played, Steve. Should have known better than to try to pull one over on you.
Yeah, he's just got a random person named Blair that spins around in horror and is used as a generator.
An understudy of Orwell. He almost made it big. He wrote 1983, only 1 year off.
Ah. See, was that was that so hard? You didn't have to lie to me. Was that so hard?
Yep.
Mark?
Spiritual prequel to 1984.
I want to bring up the Blair
Written
generator
in
status,
1992.
but it's always hovering at orange near red. It's a neat point, I can hear it whirring even now. In tech news, or tech news, I do question the source here. Apple is supposedly taking legal action against small business repair due to its logo. But we're not going to finish reading that. In fact, we're just going to skip it entirely. And I'm going to get ahead of this one and go straight to the demo.
Ezoob, jiggle for me when this comes off.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
The engaged few has generously donated another $10 to say, why does every wannabe social engineer use 1984 as a blueprint instead of Brave New World? I want Soma and the feeling, goddammit. Well, I think you might have joined us quite recently, the HVU. The Michigan quote-unquote ethicist was suggesting morality pills, which we're using oxytocin and psilocybin.
Anyway, people.
I think that basically was Soma.
Anyway, people keep pointing to 1984, but I think Fahrenheit 451 is very much. It's way more accurate to what you're living in at the moment.
We're getting a blended approach.
Well, that's true, but also.